Hey guys, Patrick here again. Wanted to make a quick video. First of all, I wanted to thank the people that have commented on my video so far. It's a new channel here, and you've really given me a lot to think about. I really appreciate that. The one thing I would ask is that if you do have interesting links or interesting quotes from people in Bitcoin, I'd love for you to post those as well so that I can go and check them myself. In this video, I'm going to give you a link to a video that was just recently published December 16th, an interview that Michael Saylor did with a gentleman, his name's Saif, and I'll put the link to his video on there. And I'll include a little tiny blurb from that video just to give you a taste. The more I listen to Michael Saylor, the more compelling his arguments seem to be. Now, I'm speaking strictly from a layperson. I don't have any programming skill or any cryptography skill or any insider knowledge about the whole Bitcoin space. I'm speaking just as your average Canadian gentleman that is trying to learn as I go along. So I'm open to feedback, and I'm open to new points of view from both sides of the spectrum. And the way that I'm starting to look at it now is I'm starting to resonate with some of the arguments that Michael Saylor is proposing, saying that it may want to be held on the balance sheet of large corporations, in that it can be useful for making payments quickly and with almost no friction, speed of light transfers and things like that. Whereas transfers now, he's talking about in this video, he talks about having to pick up the phone and make wire transfers almost every day in his work as a CEO for his company. And so the idea of Bitcoin being a lot easier, a digital currency in essence. And as he describes Bitcoin as digital energy, but as it becomes accepted. Now, I have an app, as I've already mentioned a few times, I won't mention it again, but I have this app that allows me to buy and sell Bitcoin, and I can send a transfer. I can send a transfer, in a very short period of time to somebody else that has the same app. And I know there's other apps that can do that too. But I can also e-transfer in and out of my bank account. I can sell Bitcoin immediately, and I can transfer the funds to my bank account, or I can do the opposite. I can transfer dollars from my bank account to my app and buy Bitcoin almost, very, very quickly with that. And so as I see Bitcoin becoming usable as a method of payment, this is something that Craig Wright agreed with himself. He said that until Bitcoin becomes acceptable by banks, then it won't have any value. And I slowly see that there's becoming a closer connection between your traditional bank and Bitcoin as a method of payment or a method of purchasing something. Right now, it's more just a method of payment, but I think slowly, as we start to see acceptance for payment grow, then you're really going to see the potential that Bitcoin has. And of course, all the other altcoins seem to be inferior for their own reasons, etc., except for perhaps Ethereum, and that's a whole other story. I'll have to deal with that on another video. But so this is where my thinking is going. I'll include that clip, and let's throw that in right about here.
And this is not uniform, right? I think that smart people that are informed know they want to swap out their weak property for strong property, or their weak asset for strong asset. But there's a lot of debate there, right? So you know what I would say? I would say every property is weaker than Bitcoin. So sell your real estate, sell your equity, sell your bonds, sell your gold, sell your silver, sell your commodities, sell your collectibles, sell everything, buy Bitcoin. But generally, not everybody fully understands that. I don't know, we're 2, 3, 4, 5% into the education.
So obviously you can see that Michael Saylor is very, very motivated to promote Bitcoin. He's a big holder of Bitcoin himself. And so obviously he's biased. He thinks that it's the best possible investment for anything. The thing that makes me question of course, the volatility, but also the way that Bitcoin moves in conjunction with both Ethereum. Well, Ethereum is outperforming at this time, but how it moves in conjunction with the overall stock market performance lately. It's become in sync with that. So if you have the concept of open interest, right? If there's 21 million Bitcoin and 20,999,000, if all the Bitcoin have been bought up and there's only 2 Bitcoin available that are held by two, let's do a thought experiment. And these people trade back and forth. Let's say one person has 5 Bitcoin, the other person has 5 Bitcoin. All the rest are being held long-term by somebody. But if those 2 people that are holding only those small amounts of Bitcoin, they control the open interest. They're the only ones trading at any given time. And they decide to trade amongst themselves and say, okay, I'll offer it to you at $60,000. And the other guy says, well, I'll offer it 55 and I'll accept your bid. And the other person bids it down to 50. And then the other person bids it back down to 45. And between the 2 of them, you see what I'm saying? As a thought experiment, simply as a thought experiment, they trade the Bitcoin between themselves all the way down to $1,000. Now, eventually, as the price drops, more and more people would want to bid it up higher and they would come in and affect that market. But the concept of open interest and being related to the overall price of the Dow, for example, this is something that makes me think that there is the potential for Bitcoin being driven down in price purposely. Now, we recently had a peak in price where it reached, I think, 85,000 Canadian. And that was probably in coincidence with the timing of Michael Saylor being on Tucker Carlson. You could expect that when you have a big publicity event, such as that was, I mean, that was seen by a lot of people, and the interest peaking at that time, the price would peak as well. And the people that are behind those types of programs would know that that would be a peak in price. The only other thing that would spike it as high is if Michael Saylor were to appear on Joe Rogan, for example. Then you would know you would be at a apex of interest at that time, and it would probably be a good time to cash out, so to speak. Now, of course, everybody says never sell your Bitcoin, never sell for 10 years, 100 years. But I'm just, I'm being practical about it as well. When you see the interest spike, you know that you're usually going to be at a high point in the price. So it's interesting what we're seeing happening. I'm still, on the fence about whether I'm a maximalist or a minimalist, but I'm trying to learn. And so I'm very thankful for the feedback that you guys have provided me so far. Please go ahead and share links to any videos. And if you have any quotes from people, somebody mentioned somebody that I should check out, and I lost the person's name. I forget the person's name, but anyway, if you have ideas about Bitcoin, where you think the price is going, how do you think it's connected to the stock market? Is it connected? Are there better digital currencies that I should be looking at? Is Ethereum superior? If so, why? And on and on and on. But I'm trying to focus my attention mostly on Bitcoin and also Ethereum. Those 2, the rest I don't really have any interest in because there's so many, and I'm assuming that most of them are temporary, short-term money-making opportunities for the developer, and they're probably going to fizzle out after time. So that's it for today. Thank you again for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and you have yourself a fantastic Christmas and Happy New Year 2021 coming up. Take care now. Thanks for watching. God bless you. Bye-bye.